All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim out here pushing his gospel and truth and his sincerity to the best of their ability, given to them by Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, fall upon your houses. It's your brother Quantum Watt coming back at you, Lord will, with the edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Lord will. It is edifying, Lord will. It is straight to the point. I was just, meditating, on spiritual power. Really, I was inspired by, first and foremost, Yahweh Shemel Shah, but, I had a conversation with a brother, beloved brother, man, and, he was speaking on, he wanted to see, a movie about, King David, and his mighty men, which, hey, Esau, if he does make it, man, it ain't going to be, according to the scriptures, man, it's going to be how Esau Edom, usually does his movies, man, all full of lies, man, and just, bullshit. But nonetheless, it would be cool. But I was meditating on, just spiritual power, right? Again, going into, the David, right? And the mighty man running through troops, man. And, having that super strength, speed, so on and so forth, man. I was just meditating on that, man. And also meditating on the times that are coming and how, hey, here soon, the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Al Shai is going to give his elect men that spiritual power, man, to be able to, defend themselves, right? And to, get back at Esau Edom, a little bit for, what he has done, man, but mainly to, obviously protect ourselves and get ourselves out of the situation, right? Hey, when, a deliverance comes, man, Lord, we be part of that number and our body get changed, right? When we come back down, then it's going to be, time to, really get that payback. But, hey, even then, hey, the Lord, Lord will, the Lord might, allow some to, hey, maybe get a couple hits in or two, when they do get that power, which, hey, Lord will, we could be part of that number, part of those men that receive that power. That would be beautiful, man. But I want to start right here, and Salakia, man, I'm under the weather, so I'm just bear with me. But this is Revelations chapter 12 and verse 12. Revelations 12 and 12, it says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." And, hey, we're starting to see Esau, really get antsy, and he's starting to make, more and more, laws, based around, trying to get rid of this truth and see him setting up his, his National Guard, which, again, just shows us, hey, Jacob's trouble is right around the corner, but that just means, again, Esau is about to, come in like a flood, as the scriptures say, moving on to Isaiah, Isaiah chapter 59. 59 and verse 9, in verse 19, it says, so shall they fear the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai shall lift up a standard against him, right? So Esau, knowing he has a short time, and here soon, he gonna come in like a flood, and he's gonna come in with his military, right? His new military weapons. He's gonna come in with his robots, those dogs would have guns on them, like these humanoids, right? Esau gonna come in, right, and use all that shit, man, and wreak havoc. Scriptures talk about, in was that 2nd Esdras, the 16th chapter, right? He's gonna come in like a madman, sparing none. So Esau is going to come in, basically when he comes down, man, he's going to come down, guns a-blazing, man. you know, with no F's to give, you know, and we're going to need some kind of, you know, divine intervention to happen, you know, in order for us to, you know, really make it through. And this is why it says, right, the Lord's going to raise up that standard, right? When you go into the blue letter, right, it's Strong's H5127, naus, right? It's it meaning to flee, escape, right? To fly to the attack, right? To fly to the attack. So, hey, a Lord will, you know, and not saying, hey, the Lord, you know, not saying the Lord's going to do it, right? Just hopefully we hope, man, you know what I mean? Hey, getting spiritual powers, you know, you kind of want to be able to use that on Esau, Edom, but, you know, hey, you know, the Lord's going to raise up that standard, right, and allow us to, again, defend ourselves and might be able to, you know, take out a few Edomites in the process, right? It says to depart, to disappear, or to hide, right? So, hey, right there, right, the Lord can make it to where, you know, you're in that guillotine, you know, Esau about to kill you, man, and you know, you're cool, calm, and collected. As soon as that, you know, that thing comes down, and you might just disappear. And instead of cutting off your head, it cuts air, like there's nothing there, like you were never there before, right? Or you know, the Lord can make it, right, to where, you know, that thing breaks, you know, the thing could break, you know, or the Lord ultimately turn that thing into, or have you turn that thing into some kind of fucking, you know, soft material, right? As soon as it comes down, it's a nice hard piece of steel, sharp and ready to cut your head off. But as soon as it touches you, it becomes a, you know, soft silk piece of cloth, you know? You just, as soon as you touch it, man, you know? You never know. These are all different forms of that divine intervention that very well could take place, man. Right? That's that spiritual power that the Lord is ultimately going to be given, you know, unto his elect men, you know? Unto his elect men, right? But I'll read it again. It says right here, it says, Isaiah 59:19, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy, right, which we know the enemy, right, Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed so-called white man, as well as these other nations as well, right, that are on board with him, you know, even 2/3, even all the way down to 2/3, you know, of the nation of Israel is our enemy. But in this case, it's, right, speaking on Esau, Edom, right, those who are going to come down having great wrath, you know. It says, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahshua, shall lift up a standard against him. Meaning, again, there's going to be divine intervention, right, which, again, we're going to need, man, you know. We're going to need in this, and, you know, in this case, you know, I want to give a couple examples of the Lord just doing just that, you know, giving, you know, his men, right, again, the ability to do, you know, certain things such as manipulate the elements, right, control the weather, you know, and just as he, you know, allowed them to do that, you know, in the ancient times, he's going to allow us to do it in these times. Lord will, you know, we be part of that number to be able to receive, you know, those powers, right? This is Joshua chapter 10, right? And this is a case where he ultimately stopped the sun, you know, right? Controlling, you know, the different elements, right? Controlling the weather, right? Controlling, you know, again, the sun, right? This is Joshua chapter 10 and verse 11. It says, and it came to pass as they fled from before Israel and were in the going down to Betharon, that Yahweh cast down great stones from heaven upon them unto Azekah, and they died. And they were more which died with hailstones than they whom the children of Israel slew with the sword. So, hey, again, right, the Lord, that divine intervention, the Lord coming through, right, and sending those, you know, those hailstones, man. You know, it says, verse 12 says, then spake Joshua to Yahweh in the day when Yahweh delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel, and he said in the sight of Israel, son, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Elon. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed until the people had revenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Jasher? So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven and hastened not to go down about a whole day. So he had ability to, the Lord gave him the ability to stop the sun, man. Right? That's insane, to stop the sun. you know, and to stop the moon for a whole 24-hour period, man. He stopped the sun and the moon in their tracks. That's insane, man. You know, that's fucking cool. Who wouldn't want to be able to do that? You know, that's cool. Let's move on to the next example, right? Going into Luke, right? Let's go into Luke, right? Because the disciples, right, asked Yahushua, hey, you know, should we call down, you know, fire from the heavens, right? So, hey, these abilities, right? These you know, superpowers, right? These aren't nothing. These aren't anything new. You know, where do you think Esau Edom gets these the movies with superheroes, man? He gets it from the scriptures, man. Right? This is Luke chapter 9. So okay, let me get to it. Luke chapter 9. We'll start at verse 51. It says, and when he came, verse 51. It says, and when he came into the house, he suffered no man to go in, save Peter. Oh no, it's like it wrong. Luke chapter 9 and verse 51, it says, and it came to pass, when the time was come that he should be received up, he steadfastly set his face to go to Jerusalem, and sent messengers before his face, and they went and entered into the village of the Samaritans to make ready for him. And they did not receive him, because his face was as though he would go to Jerusalem. And when his disciples James and John saw this, they said, Lord, wilt thou that we command fire to come down from heaven and consume them, even as Elias did? You know? So he's like, hey, you know, they're asking, like, hey, man, you know, hey, Lord, you know, hey, you want us to call fire down and kill them real quick? You know? Because again, right, the spiritual power, right, is, you know, nothing new. You know? Nothing new, man. You know, and just as Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua gave, you know, our forefathers, right, those who truly believe, right, the elect members, you know, have and showcase that spiritual power. Is going to do that in this time as well, man. You know, and you know, I want to grab one more example, you know, and we'll probably close it out, you know, because again, these are all again different accounts, you know, of spiritual power that the Lord is ultimately going to be giving, you know, unto his elect men in the time to come, right? When Esau Edom comes in like a flood, the Lord is going to raise up that standard, you know. He's not a man that he should lie, right? So he said he's going to raise up that standard. You best believe he's going to raise up that standard, man, you know. And they're going to be able to, again, defend themselves and fight back, you know. And brothers have had many, you know, visions and dreams, you know, about that, you know. About just that, right? But again, you know, because again, when Esau Edom comes in like a flood, right, you're gonna have, you know, Esau Edom coming in, right, and hemming up, you know, the men of the Lord, you know, first and foremost, you know, and throwing them into FEMA camps, you know, isolation facilities, and when they're in there, the Lord can very well have all those different, you know, things happen, you know, where they're just, you know what I mean, they go and, you know, kill a family member right in front of the, you know, maybe, you know, threaten your kids, you know, threaten your wife, you know, and, you know, you call upon the Lord, you know what I mean? And, the Lord gives you spiritual power right then and there. Or, right, they ultimately try to kill you, man. Then you might put you up in right in front of the gun squad, you know, you pray and call upon the name of the Lord. The Lord gives you, you know, makes you impenetrable. So all those bullets are bouncing off of you, man, you know. You know, you never know. Or you can make it to where you're like Magneto, right? So all the bullets just stop midair. You know, so even then, right, the Lord could give you, you know, speed, right, to be run faster than a bullet, like Flash, man. You know, these are all things that, you know, have taken place in the scriptures, man. And we're gonna read that. You know, read this last example. You know. Right here in Psalms the 18th chapter about King David. Right, we'll start at verse 29 and we'll read the rest of this chapter. Right, it says Psalms 18:29 says, for by thee I have run through a troop. Right, and we read, and you know, what is that? What is that? 1 Samuel the 18th chapter, into the beginning of the chapter. You know, the women, you know, as they're coming back into the city, right, after, you know, beating the Philistines, right, King David killing Goliath, you know, in the previous chapter, right, them coming back from winning that war, And you get women running in the streets saying, Saul has killed his thousands, but David his tens thousands, man, his tens of thousands. So King David, man, he was a beast, man. And I mean that, in the not in the animal sense, right? King David was I mean that in worldly slang version, like he was, super strong, super fast, super smart, He was jack of all trades in a sense, man. He literally was, right? It says, for by thee I've run through a troop, and by my power have I leaped over a wall. So, King David was able to, we know castle walls, right? They weren't no, 10, 15 feet, man. No, these were huge walls, man. Some, for smaller areas, right? Maybe 40, 50 feet. And for some larger castles could be, 100 feet, man, or more, and he was able to, leap and bound all that, man, right? Verse 30, it says, as for the Most High, his way is perfect. The word of Yahweh is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him, right? A shield, right? Protection, right? Again, that divine intervention, for those that truly believe and trust and have faith in Yahweh B'Shem Shai, Salakia, man. Nose is all running, man. It says, for who is the Most High, save Yahweh, or who is a rock, save our power? It is the Most High that girdeth me with strength, and maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and setteth me upon my high places, right? Hinds' feet, man. You can run and jump, Pew, 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 pew. Jump from here to here in seconds, man, right? It says, he teaches my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms. It's a bow of steel broken by his arms, man. And he has super strength, right? Super strength. But it says, thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy right hand hath holden me up, and thy gentleness hath made me great. It says, thou hast, and really because, him glorifying Yahweh B'Shem Shai, because everything that we have and everything that we're, Lord, we're going to receive comes from Yahweh B'Shem Shai, man. Especially this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, especially the powers that are going to be coming, man. That brothers are going to be, going to be given here soon. It says, verse 36, thou hast enlarged my steps under me, that my feet did not slip. I have pursued mine enemies and overtaken them. Neither did I turn again till they were consumed. And I had it just reminded me, I had a vision, a dream of spiritual power. I want to say, man, maybe a little less than a year ago, and what happened was, I was sitting there, I was, Esau Edom came in, busting, in the apartment, man, hem me up, knocked me out. I wake up in this, look to be like a FEMA camp, man. I'm kind of like, they stripped me down just to my boxers. I'm sitting in this cold ass chair. When Esau walks my family in, I'm conscious now, I wake up, and I, got guards around me, and then, Esau walks in and he's got all my family, sitting right there. And, one of the guards is standing behind my kids, one of the head guys, he, tells him to go ahead and, point the gun at one of my kids, and he butts the gun up the back, of my youngest daughter, man. And, or my second to youngest daughter, at the time, and I just sat there and I was like, Yahweh, and the Lord ultimately, I burst into like this blue flame, man, and I was flying. My eyes were just, just basically smoke, man, big, bright lights with smoke coming out, and it was I want to say like a nanosecond, the guy that butted the gun up against, my daughter, I had like super flight speed, you know what I mean? And I grabbed him and, I grabbed his neck and I ripped his spine out of his body, his neck, his head was only attached to his spine, and I pulled it out of his body. the whole spine, and left him limping, and killed the other guards that were around, man, and and flew and released, the other prisoners that were in there, killed all the Edomites, and we all started walking out, getting out of that isolation facility, man, overcame, our enemies, man. That was a quick little testimony of a dream, which, I did a testimony on it when I had it, a little less than a year ago, but, I was, not to say that, I'm one that's going to receive, that spiritual power. I hope, Yahweh Shemel Shai, ultimately allows me to receive that spiritual power. That'd be a great honor, man. Glorify Yahweh Shemel Shai, But yeah, it's just reading that, right? Ultimately reminded me, man, killing our enemies, getting our lick back, in a sense, Verse 38 says, I have wounded them that they were not able to rise. It says, they are fallen under my feet. There you go. It says, thou hast girded me with strength unto the battle. Thou hast subdued under me those that rose up against me. That's right. And this is what's going to come, right? Because when the Lord gives us that power again, right, for, at the time, right, until the deliverance comes, right, it's going to be mainly for protection, mainly to get us, ourselves out of that situation, right? But hey, there's going to come a time when the elect gets beamed up, their bodies get changed, right? There's going to be a time where, they're going to be able to, come down and fully use that power on Esau, Edom, man, and to subdue them, and make them, slaves, man, as it says in Revelations 13:10, Jeremiah 16:16 says the Lord, has, sent for many fishers, right? And how he's going to hear soon, he's going to send for many hunters, which the fishers are the prophets, right? Out here on the highways and byways, right? Calling in the elect, right? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, right? And those same men and those who believe, right? Those men, right, are going to be, turned into those hunters, given that spiritual power, right? Their body's going to be changed. They're going to have spiritual power. And Lord will, when we come down, we're going to subdue all the nations, under the Israelites, man, beginning with Yahweh Shai, King David, right? The 144,000, the rest of the elect, as servants, man, and handmaids, as it says in Isaiah 14, right? It says, verse 41 says, they cried, but there was none to save them, even unto Yahweh, but he answered them not. Then did I beat them small as the dust before the wind. I did cast them out as the dirt in the streets, right? We're going to do these devils bad, man, in righteousness, right? We ain't going to do it like how Esau, Edom did it in, wickedness, man. Buck breaking, right? That's some Mo ass shit right there, man. And all different types of shit, man. Esau just wicked, man. He's evil, and he's going to have to pay for that, and that slavery, right, for 1,000 years is going to be, part of his punishment. Afterwards, he's going to be completely discarded, right, removed from existence, Verse 43 says, thou hast delivered me from the strivings of the people, and thou hast made me the head of the heathen, right, because we are going to be the head of the heathen, beginning with Yahweh Shai, Lord will, right? It says, the people whom I have not known shall serve me. As soon as they hear of me, they shall obey me. The strangers shall submit themselves unto me, right? It says, the strangers shall fade away and be afraid out of their close places. The Lord liveth, and blessed be my rock, and let the power of my salvation be exalted. Everything again, right? This spiritual power that's soon to come, comes from Yahweh Shemel Shai, man, right? And we're going to need it, man. We're going to need the divine intervention, right? Because when Esau Edom comes in, man, he, as it quoted in 2nd Ezra 16th chapter, he ain't going to spare none, man. He is the damn devil, So we're going to need that, man, And this is why we tell, those who are here, which, are only the elect are going to listen, right? Those who are here, to repent, take heed to Yahweh Shemel Shai, man, and, Lord will, right? The Lord will, intervene in the times to come, whether that be, spiritual power, him sending an angel, but it will come, You know, well, with that, I didn't want to, speak on it too long, man. And sickness, man. But nonetheless, I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushua, Ba'Hashem, Rachak Wadash, double honors to the elder apostles, elder bishops, great millstone. Until next time, I say shalom.